Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to From Paulys Den Podcast, episode 5. Episode 5. You get me. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. We actually haven't shot the new episode. I'm so sorry. Happy New Year, guys. But this is... Nah, bro. Those giggles are just, just to soften you up a bit. Episode 5. What's it called? Jealous and Shots. Jealous and Shots, because I'm gonna get straight into it. First of all, I want to give myself a humble applause, for coming up with such an ingenious name. I did good, yeah. But Jealous and Shots, I'm going to go straight into it. Seun Kuti against Wizkid. I don't understand. Because this has to be one of the most ridiculous things I've seen. And just to put things into perspective, like this went on I think a couple of weeks ago, like last week. I was gonna react. I was gonna put out episode 5 last week and stuff. I was like, let me take a pause and see the reactions people are having to the topic, what's going on, and then what Seun is really trying to get at with his actions. But it makes no sense, if I'm being honest with you guys, because there was no need. There was absolutely no need for this topic. It's ridiculous. Like, it makes no sense. First of all, Wizkid never compared himself to Fela Kuti, and it's so disheartening and disappointing that he would even do this when his dad, the OG Fela, is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammys. We had covered that in the last episode. So I'm so confused as to what was going on through Seun's head. What's going on through and after analyzing it, I can only think of the word jealousy, because it's so disheartening, and it doesn't, I'm trying to look for a word to encompass that those few words. It doesn't make sense, because it really does not make sense. There was no need. From what I've seen, following the whole thing, right? Wizkid and Seun had said some about Wizkid fans comparing Fela and Wizkid. Wizkid never compared himself to Fela. It's even way worse that as an OG, that's your dad. You're not be like, if the fans are saying that's a different conversation to be had. You're now coming up and saying, oh yeah, why are you guys having this conversation? Why are you guys saying this? And then the worst part is you now even go personal and start saying all the fans are ignorant. So is it that because you are Fela's son, all of a sudden people should accept who your dad is? I'm sorry, because that gives a sense of entitlement that doesn't make. Fela is who he is. But your actions now have brought up this unnecessary conversations. Look at me saying that, is Fela really who he is? Why? Because you're acting entitled. It doesn't make any sense. Let me say this clearly before anybody gets emotional. Fela Kuti does not need defending. That's the thing, right? So the moment someone starts shouting and insulting people in his name, I already know something is off. Today, we are talking about how Seun Kuti managed to turn a non-issue into a national argument for no good reason. There was absolutely no reason for this. If you have some sort of, what's it called? If you have some sort of issue with his fans talking about, him being bigger than Fela, which I don't think you should, because everyone has their opinion and they are right to their opinion. But if you really have such, if it's such a big thing for you, why didn't you just call Wizzy up and be like, Big Wiz, this the way your fans they move this thing don't make sense. So, and you know my dad's Grammy stuff is coming up. Do you mind just putting out a tweet saying how much you love fella? That would have been like a big man thing. And you know what's even really really bad is because you saying these things, Seun, it's like this is coming from your family. And I'm sorry to say this, obviously your brother is who he is, and you know he has not come out to deny or affirm your statements, your comments, but then it sounds and it comes off like, oh, these are conversations you guys are having, you know, in the room, in the house, and then you just decide to come out and air your emotions out. Because if that's what it is, then do you realize how much sabotage you are doing to your family? Like really, your dad is who is a cultural figure, cultural heritage, you know, lineage and all that. That's what he fought for. But you yourself, you are not, you know, you are not him. I'm sorry to say you are not. You are literally eating off your father's lineage, which is what you said. You had said, oh, they sent you some money or something. How many $K just because you're fella's son, which is great. But how does it even sound to you? They are saying, oh, they sent me this amount of money because I'm fella's son. To Wizkid. How does that even make sense? Like, bro, like, I don't even understand where your thought process was coming from, because you're doing what you've done is so like it's sabotaged a lot for you, in my view. And forget that Davido was there with you guys, though. Forget that thing. Look here, if we even want to go into the nitty-gritty of everything, yeah, Wizkid is a media personality. That's commercial star boy. You are not. Wizkid does shows, sells out albums. You rely on festivals, you know. No disrespect to that, you know, you took over your dad's band, the 80s band, I think, or something. So you're doing your own thing, but you should be comparing yourself to it, not bringing, like, forget what the fans are saying. Online is a different, those people have no, what's the word I use? They have no commanding say, like, really in the international community. Like, let's say where they're giving awards, there's nobody that is there that is saying, oh, you know, Wizkid is bigger than Fela. No, because they're not even looking at them on the same lane at all. Do you understand? It's like literally, they're not on the same lane. Fela was about the people, you know, fighting. He made himself a cultural, like, he was about fighting the power, pushing out, you know, stuff that going against the government in the sake for the people. That was Fela's identity with his music, fighting the government. Wizkid's identity with his music is giving us good vibes, good entertainment, good sound, good, like, you know, he does his own thing in helping the people, but he doesn't have to be a revolutionalist, because that's not his thing. Just like not everybody is. Some people do that, that's their thing, but no one is comparing or contrasting them. You are the one, Seun, that's bringing this disrespect. And then what's more painful for me is that no one in your family has come out to come and say, oh, you know, Seun's comments do not represent the comments of the Kuti family. And that's what I really find puzzling, you know. Forget that you said or you've done or whatever. The fact that no one in your family has come out to say something is actually quite puzzling. Because I grew up in Lagos, you know, and during high school, anyway, I went to high school in Lagos. So I know about the shrine, you get me? And the only reason I knew about the shrine was because the moments that Wizkid would go and perform on it. Like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Fela. Do you get what I'm saying? But Celebration, I only knew about it when Big Wiz will be going, you know, talking about he's going to headline collaboration. So, do you understand that for most millennials, the connection they've ever had, the most connection they've ever had to Fela is through Wizkid, through current artists. So these are the artists literally giving homage to your family and you're going to disrespect them like that. Over some bullshit jealousy. Like, how immature can you be? And like I said, the sabotage you've done to the brand of your family is bigger than you could expect. Because a lot of, you guys in the industry are very, very, most of y'all are not real. A lot of them will be smiling to your face, but bro, Seun, I'm telling you, get to the point, you be calling people they will not pick up. Like, the reason why, no disrespect to Fela, right? But you're the one that's brought this up. You're the reason why this is happening. So I apologize, but it has to be said. The reason why people or the international community that you're allowed and you're relying on, like, oh my God, they recognize the value of my dad. The reason they do is because aside from, yes, his good music and his revolutionary stance, which inspired and pushed Nigeria, in a positive direction, it's because of the relevance and the homage this new age artists that are relevant give him. Let's be real. If Wizkid, if Burna Boy, if these guys were not paying homage to Fela, if Dremo, them, Star were not, if they asked him about Fela, they were not like even giving two cents about him, like would he care less. Do you honestly think that Fela will be getting this recognition? It's because they can see that, oh, he's made such an impact, and the reason they do is because these kids allow it to happen, and you need to wake up. Stop being entitled. You've literally caused your dad's legacy to be disrespected in ways that should not even be disrespected in. It should not be disrespected in. Wizkid never compared himself to Fela. He did not ask for this fight. So why would you attack the whole fan base? And by extension, Big Wiz. Like, I don't even. It's so confusing. I still don't understand it. You have nothing else but jealousy. And that's why this episode is called Jealousy and Shots. And I have to start with you. Like, no cap. Like, honestly, jealousy. For what? You yourself, Seun, you cannot compare yourself to Wizkid. You're calling your father. Just like, I don't understand. You're saying you're a Nepo baby. Bro, you made me para. Have you seen Nepo Baby? I thought it's not the Nepo Baby. Old man. Bro, better go and be comparing yourself to Wizkid. This Fela, you've already caused disrespect. And even at that now, if I say I prefer Wizkid to Fela now, what? It's not my right. Am I not a human being to choose what I want or who I prefer? Like, how? And like I said, man, I'm probably reiterating it, and it's just really irritating me because no one in your family has even come out to say, oh, and this is the age where social media matters. This is the age where social media is breaking music. Look at Kuti, first banger out of the year by Priest. From Instagram, social media, on the radio. Social media is more relevant now than bloody news, CNN network news on TV. So you can no one in your family can say, oh, don't take it seriously. No, which is what's pissing me off. Because if Seun is acting like this, at least your elder brother should be able to come out and say, oh, drop a statement. Because like even the Lakers, from my Nigerian people that watch basketball, the Lakers, when an article, a snippet of an article came out where apparently Ginny Boss was bashing LeBron that, he's not appreciative or something. She came out and she dropped statement and said, oh, please, I appreciate LeBron. Even though, yeah, she probably didn't say it and whatnot, but she still came out and said that, oh, she appreciates LeBron. Kinikon. Nobody in your family has come out saying it, which is why it's so disheartening and sad. And like I said, the impact is far reaching because you get to the point where you're calling people and they're not going to come mess with you because they just look at you like, oh, you're not real. But how much do you want to pay Wizkid to go and perform for celebration? How much do you want to pay Bonner? How much do you want to pay Davido? How much do you want to pay these kids? Remember, is collecting how many millions just to do one show? How much do you want for celebration you want to pay to go and come and perform? It's not out of love for Fela they are coming. But now you sort of block the gate, because now that love is no longer there. Bonner's mom will be like, yo, if they're not paying you good money, you're not going anywhere.
Please charge.
Like, yo, they're not paying you good money, you're not going anywhere, because these guys obviously don't appreciate you. And she's gonna say that. Sorry guys, excuse me. She's gonna say that, and then sorry. Excuse me. She's gonna say that, and then it's gonna turn into a thing where, you know, no one is gonna want to mess with your family if they're not paying the right dollars. It's not gonna be out of respect anymore. And that's because of just what you're going online saying. Because why should I be paying homage to your dad if you come and be insulting me online and my fans? And you went personal, bros. Like, you can defend your father's legacy without sounding bitter or angry. Like, father's legacy doesn't need shouting. Like, it was cemented, it's been cemented, but then you now, you go and carry your own this thing and just scatter the boat. Well, that's my 2 cents on the whole thing, man. You messed up. My advice to you, get your family to drop a statement. You cannot say anything, because Wizkid doesn't want to hear from you. Apparently. Guy clear you online, clear you stupid. So I would just say, bro, get your family to drop statements. You now, you call Big Wiz online, come on that big bed for your this thing. Come on that big bed. You call Big Wiz as they alpha, you see that true. Yeah. It's because, man, okay. I'm not in the industry like that. In fact, I'm not even in the industry, but I understand human psychology. And if I'm Davido did what he played chess by going to that. Like, yo, okay, you guys are investing in ways that don't make that not support now. Cool. He obviously has deep love for Fela, but it's like, oh, it's also like killing 2 birds with 1 stone type shit, which is fine. But then, don't worry, if I'm Burner, because like I said, Davido is killing 2 birds with 1 stone with that movie. Like, trying to be petty with ways, and then obviously paying homage to Fela, but it makes sense because it can be petty. But then with Burner, Burner, I'm like, yeah, I charge a meal for a show. They're like, oh, no, Burner, like this, but I'm like, yeah, I respect what you feel like when I charge a meal for a show. That's what you start hearing now. Keep playing. Like, Seun went to personal with Wizkid, and Wizkid replied accordingly. But anyway, I'm done with that. Like, you know, Wiz, big up Wiz, big Wiz, you're the OG, you've been doing your thing. Fela is who he is, no one can ever take that away from him. Seun, you need to sort yourself out, because you messed up, bro. On to the next thing, because this is a what's it called? Jealousy and shots episode, eh? So on to the next thing. We have Dremo. So Dremo dropped a single, Man2Man. And you know, in the single he calls out Olamide, he calls out Odimodu, he calls out Oxley. So apparently Olamide owes him a verse, but he hasn't given it to him yet. He and Oxley had some issue over some girl in Miami, and Odimodu, apparently he heard Odimodu don't like it. Nigga, that was a waxing, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I gave it a 3. The only thing that made it a 3 was because of the name dropping he was doing. I'm sorry, but I'm being serious. Those name drops. Those not a name drop. Yeah. So I was saying the only reason he has a 3 is because he did a name drop. I'm being honest with you. I'm not even trying to play. But yeah, that's facts. And then you know what's crazy is the fact that I feel he sounds a bit entitled because he didn't really drop anything that's controversial. Like, oh, nigga owes you a verse, so. So you and Oxley had an issue where like, please man, can you spit something? Like, bro, at least even Black Bones that I don't rate. You tried. Well, not that I don't rate his raps, to be honest with you. And the reason I don't rate his raps, information has come across to me that made me not rate Black Bones, but I'll leave that for another day. Because the way he's behaved and everything. Anyway, till I verify the information anyway, then I'll bring it up. But, so yeah, that was for Dremo's Man2Man. So today, this episode is just about jealousy and shots. So this is on Dremo's Man2Man sounds more like jealousy to me than actual shots. Saying that the end of the movie doesn't like you. Where would we look for you that he liked that? I don't understand that it'd be a problem to him. Like, that was just wow. Yeah, so that was that. And then we have VeryDarkman, who's got his thing going on with Chief Priest and Obi Kubana. I commend VeryDarkman. This podcast is about entertainment. We're not about politics, but then VeryDarkman is a influential social media influencer. At the same time, he's turned out to be a big media personality as well. So he is big in the entertainment scene at this moment as a commentator, and obviously his acts are entertaining. So I'm going to have to comment on a few though. Especially when he's comment at Chief Priest and Obi Kubana. So long story short, he first started with Obi Kubana saying that he watched Obi Kubana's video where Obi Kubana was with Sheyi Tinubu and a few others where they appointed Obi Kubana as the zonal coordinator or voting coordinator or something in the East. And he was saying Obi Kubana should laugh. Open his mouth and sing. It was like everyone was singing on your mandate to start. Obi Kubana was like, open your mouth. That was the first one. And the second one was, what can I do with Obi Kubana case? So he had said that, okay, the reason he's going to Obi Kubana is because he's a man of influence in the East and an influential figure on social media as well. So he has a lot of say and influence as to what goes on, what goes on, what doesn't go in the East. And he felt that with everything going on in NNK, Nnamdi Kanu, he should be a bit more standoffish at the government that is currently persecuting NNK. And then he said everyone has a right to where they want to vote for whatever party you want to be affiliated with. They have the right to do that. But if you're a certain influential figure, he just feels the same responsibilities that come with that. I'm fine tuning it. Then we're now going to the war with Chief Priest. My guy said Chief Priest had posted that his issue with Chief Priest. He's giving Chief Priest at the end of this month, February, to come and reply. His issue with Chief Priest was that apparently a couple of weeks ago, also earlier this year or late last year, Chief Priest had put up a post where on Instagram where he had said, because he was bashing APC and saying that APC is not going to get up to 10,000 votes in the East because of everything going on with NNK and how they have to sort that out first before they can before like any APC can have any sort of foothold in the East. Fast forward to I think a couple of weeks ago, Chief Priest posts a video of himself and a few others in like some closed door meeting with like an APC governor in the East. And he writes in the comment in the caption where apparently now they're breaking in to be able to make effects from inside and everyone in the East is going to feel it. But next thing I know, VeryDarkman comes out with bro, yeah, this. It was like, you don't trust him no more. Yo, I was like, this nigga is stupid. Nigga, he was like, oh, he doesn't trust Chief Priest that, Chief Priest to come out, explain himself. Why would he do this? Why would he go and line there when he had said this and that? I was just funny. When I had seen it, I was like, do I have to comment on this thing? Like, I understand VeryDarkman's perspective as to his expectations of Chief Priest, especially when he's already put himself at a certain side. But then he has to also understand that this is the age of social media. So, and social media is not, social media is a space. But the platforms and the people that own those platforms are individuals, right? So, someone is allowed to change their mind. Honestly, no. Someone is, and then if you have a situation where you feel like, okay, you're on this stance and you're trying to effect change, but then it's not really going in the way you want it to, and then what do? And then you have the opportunity to actually be part of the system to be able to effect the change from inside. Hey, I'm sure, that's probably what it was, but I don't think we should blame, the homie, I don't think we should blame the homie Chief Priest at all. But let's see, because VeryDarkman has given him till the end of February, to put out a statement and explain himself, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 5, Shots, Jealousy and Shots of Views from Paulys Den Podcast. Please like, share, subscribe. Basically what we're doing here, it's about entertainment, but obviously sometimes we have topics that we need to bang out. But literally I had listened to Wizkid and Ashake's album, Real. I gave it an 8. And I listened to Disco Lights, Young John. So episode 6 I'm gonna talk about new music, give my insights as to what's dropping. Also the fact like AI and music, because realistically, is AI being used in music so much, and then also we have a situation where radio isn't breaking music anymore. Just this January we had Akunuchi, which Instagram blew up, so social media seems to be the new platform where artists are breaking out in their music. So is that overriding the radio? So we'll have all these topics in episode 6. Please tune in, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you let your people know, comment people, please, because that's going to put me in the algorithm, you get me, so we can blow this thing. Please subscribe, people. Let's go. Road to 1,000 subscribers, my guys. Come on, let's do 1,000, then we'll keep going up. Alright, thank you for tuning in, thank you for checking it out. This has been Jealousy and Shots, a podcast episode, a rant podcast episode. Views from Paulys Den Podcast. Thank you guys for checking in. Follow us on all social media platforms at Paulys Den Pod, and then also merchandise is going to be coming very soon. I'll see you guys in the next episode. We out.